So, you're here because your Whirlpool dryer is flashing that weird E0 code, right? And you're probably thinking, great, this is going to cost me. Well, hold on, because I've actually got some really good news for you. Oh yeah, I totally get it. You see that E and you just assume it means error. The dryer won't start and your mind just goes straight to the worst case scenario, right? It's so frustrating when all you want is a pile of dry clothes.
But here's the thing. What if I told you that that little code is actually the best thing you could possibly see on that display? No, seriously, that E0 code, it's fantastic news. And we're about to dive into exactly why.
All right, first up, the error that isn't. We're going to bust the myth behind this super confusing code.
Okay, let's get this straight right now because this is the most important part. E0 is not an error code. Let me say that again. It is not an error code. In fact, it's the complete opposite. It's your dryer basically saying, hey, I've run a check on myself, everything looks good, and I haven't found a single fault. I am ready to operate.
So what is your dryer actually saying? Let's decode the message behind that E0 and E00 display.
So check this out. It breaks down pretty simply. If you see a steady E0, that just means it's in standby mode, everything's cool. If you see E00, that's even better. It means the dryer just passed its own self-test. And if it's flashing, well, that's just the dryer waiting for you to do something, like close the door or press the start button. See? In every single one of these cases, the message is a good one.
Here's a great way to think about it. You know when you get in your car and there's that little ready light on the dashboard? You don't panic and think your car is broken, right? Of course not. You know it just means all the systems are good to go. Well, that's exactly what the E0 code is. It's just your dryer's ready light.
Okay, but this brings us to the real question, the one you're probably yelling at the screen right now. If everything is so great, why won't my dryer start? Let's get into the real reason it won't start and go through a super simple checklist.
This is the key thing to understand. Look, if you see E0 and the dryer works, that's normal. It just means it's ready. But if you see E0 and the dryer won't work, guess what? The code is still normal. The problem isn't the dryer's brain, it's something way simpler, like the door, the start button, or even the power.
Okay, before you do anything else, let's try this three-step fix right now. First, open the dryer door and then shut it firmly. You're listening for a solid click. Got it? Good. Second, just double-check that you've actually turned the dial to a cycle and it's not on off. It sounds silly, but it happens. And third, and this is the big one, this gets almost everybody, you need to press and hold the start button. Don't just tap it, hold it down for a good 2 or 3 seconds.
All right, if that didn't do the trick, no worries. Let's run through a few more things. Is it plugged in all the way? I know, but you have to check. Did you really hear that door click? And hey, look for a little key or lock symbol. If the child lock is on, nothing's going to happen. I promise you, 9 times out of 10, it's one of these simple things.
Okay, now we have to talk about when to actually worry, but let me be super clear. We're about to cover some really rare exceptions.
And when I say uncommon, I mean really, really uncommon. Before you even let your mind go there, just remember that the odds are overwhelmingly in your favor. The problem is almost certainly one of those simple things we just talked about.
So on the off chance that the buttons just aren't responding at all, your machine might just be stuck in what's called diagnostic mode. And the fix is usually super simple. Just unplug the dryer, go make a coffee, wait about 15 minutes, then plug it back in. That little reset often clears the whole thing up. The other things, like a control board or display failure, those are genuine hardware problems, but again, they are extremely rare.
So let's wrap this up by changing how you think about that code forever. It's not a stop sign, it's your dryer's green light.
So here's a quick cheat sheet. See E0 when you turn it on? That's normal. Just pick a cycle and go. See it after you just cleared a different error? That's awesome news. It means you fixed the real problem. See E0 but it won't start? You know the drill now. Check the door, check the cycle, and hold that start button. And if you're in diagnostic mode and see it, that's perfect. It means the system passed its own test. So the bottom line is just this. E0 is a good thing. It's the dryer's version of a green light. And the biggest lesson here? Don't fix what isn't broken. That E0 code is definitely not broken. And that kind of leaves you with a final thought, doesn't it? It makes you wonder, what other problems in our lives aren't really problems at all? What if they're just misunderstood signals telling us everything is actually good to go?